Happy Friday to you, clones. It is A-Bomb Coast to Coast coming at you, kicking off the weekend. And we have the Hawks and we have the Utah Jazz coming at you from Salt Lake City. Sure, that's an exciting place, right? So let's get right to the starting lineups tonight for Atlanta. It's rookie Trae Young at point guard, and he was just named NBA Rookie of the Month for January. Congratulations, Trae Young, starting at point guard. Kevin Huerter, the redhead, at the 2 spot. We've got DeAndre Bembry, small forward tonight for the Hawks. Second-year man John Collins is your power forward, and in the middle, it's Dwayne Dedmon. For the Utah Jazz, Ricky Rubio at point guard. Donovan Mitchell in the 2 spot. It's Joe Ingles at small forward. It's Derek Favors at power forward. And patrolling the middle is Rudy Gobert. So we're just a few minutes away from tip-off. We'll be right back with all the exciting action, the tip-off, and all the play-by-play coming up for you in just a few moments. It is A-Bomb Coast to Coast. Be right back. All right, so we are still a few minutes away from tip off. So we'll run down the starting lineups one more time for you. And also, we'll get that scoreboard fixed. We know that's the wrong score up there. But I cannot actually start this scoreboard that I like until tip off. So we'll get you that in just a moment. But let's run down the starting lineups one more time. For Atlanta, it's Trae Young, Rookie of the Month for January. That was announced earlier today. Kevin Herter at shooting guard. DeAndre Bembry, small forward. John Collins at the number 4 spot. And Dwayne Dedman patrolling the middle for the Hawks. For Utah, it's Ricky Rubio at point guard. Donovan Mitchell at shooting guard. Joe Ingles at your 3-hole. Derek Favors, your power forward, and patrolling the center for the Utah Jazz is Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert. Sorry I butchered that one, Rudy, but we'll be right back with you, coast to coast with A-Bomb. I promise the tip-off is coming up next, right here on Coast to Coast. All right, we are about to get this one underway on a Friday night from exciting Salt Lake City, Utah. Welcome aboard. We'll get the scoreboard right for you in just a moment, as this one is taking forever. Wow, it's like they're still not even ready to tip off yet. So hope you've had a great Friday, clones. Mine was pretty good, just a normal day at work. As we all know, the grind does include Friday. I can't take Friday off. I mean, it's just like another work day. And finally, here we are, ready to tip off on a Friday night from Utah. And Utah controls the ball. And Ricky Rubio has it. And Bone Crusher, if you're watching, make sure, let me know how the quality is. Make sure our audio is up to par. And Utah scores right away. Herter with it. And over to John Collins. Kevin Herter for 3. Right as the shot clock was winding down. Nice shot by the redhead. We'll make sure to get you Jim Rome earlier today. From earlier today, he's been on Radio Row in Atlanta all week for the Super Bowl, grabbing lots of great interviews. We'll get that to you as we go along. And indeed, we are pumped on a Friday night. I wish I could give you a Deca yeah right now. And so Utah scores. It's 6-3. Oh yeah, I should probably go ahead and get that scoreboard going for you. Coming right up. with hopefully minimal technical interruptions while I adjust my screen on OBS. Hopefully I don't accidentally cut and paste that porn that I was watching earlier today. You know, that would be awful. Like, what if you did something like that? All right, thankfully it is the scoreboard as promised. Okay, so that looks about right. All right, so as the scoreboard shows, it is 9-6, Jazz on top. Early on in the game. The Jazz are having a good year, as are, you know, a lot of teams out in the West. They're 29-23 coming into this one, while the Hawks are 16-34. And that gives them, they're fourth from the bottom. They're fourth from the basement. They've won 16 games. Atlanta has, while the New York Knicks have won 10. They're the worst team. And they would get the most ping pong balls in the NBA draft coming up. NC Fire back in here. Great to have you. All right, and the Jazz are up 11-6 early on. Yeah, Fire. I could see us winning this game. All right, Cat. My cat is right between me and the screen and right under the camera. All right, there he goes. So John Collins is at the line. And it is now 13-8. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. And get this. This is the name. This is the arena that the Utah Jazz play in. Get this. Get ready for this. You might want to write it down. It is the Vivint Smart Home Arena. That just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? I mean, it's bad enough with all the corporate names like in Atlanta, you've got Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You've got State Farm Arena, which is where the Hawks play. You know, that's bad enough. But when you take it to this level, this is going next level with the corporate, bland, complicated, cumbersome name for their arena. Once again, the Vivint Smart Home Arena is where we are in Salt Lake City tonight. And however, they're playing pretty well tonight so far in front of their home crowd. I wonder what the nickname for it is. Like, you know, every corporate arena has like a shorthand nickname. Um, so who knows for this one? If you have any ideas, like for instance, Turner Field was called the TED for short. Um, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, I think they call that the Vault or the Bank or something like that. But what kind of clever, smart nickname do you give for the Vivint Smart Home Arena? Let us know in the chat box. That is our topic of the night. And we've got a stoppage. Not sure what it's all about. And the end result is that looks like somebody's going to shoot a free throw. And it is an and one for Utah, it looks like. And it is. Okay, so that was Mitchell to complete the three-point play. And they're up by 7 here in the first period. Dwayne Dedman hits a 3. The center banging it through for 3, and he's not afraid to take that shot. And Rubio answers with a layup. And then Trae Young hits a 3, and I believe we have a timeout on the floor. But it's not. It is not a timeout. And now Utah inbounds it. And Utah for 3, no good, but they get the rebound and jam it back in. It's 23-18 Utah. Trae Young. And Bembry puts it up in an off the glass. Hawks cut it to 3 points. And Utah now back up by 5. Nice floater by Trae Young. And the Hawks down by 3 once again. And we've got a timeout. First one of tonight. So let's take one with them. We've got a good one. It is 25-22. Utah up by 3 over the Hawks. We will be back in just a few moments. Do not move. A-bomb coast to coast. Bone Crusher, let me know how my audio is. Like, how's this mix? How's the mix with my music and my powerful golden pipes? Is that mixing up all right? Okay, then, we are back. We're back in Utah. And it's a 3-point game. Five seconds to shoot for Atlanta. And that was good. That was Bazemore. Nice fadeaway in the lane right as the shot clock was expiring. Utah misses a 3, and the Hawks come away with it. I'd like to welcome everybody on board. If this is your first time, we appreciate you joining. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you like Atlanta sports, that's what we're all about over here. Kyle Korver is on this Utah Jazz team, and he's on the floor right now. And then Utah puts up a 3-point attempt. It's no good, and the Hawks come away with it. Let us know where you are watching tonight. Please hit me up on Twitter at abomb98. Good job. Thanks for the update. And now Vince Carter on the floor. Just turned 42 last week. And, you know, I brought this up before. You got to love the middle-aged pro athlete. Playing professional basketball at age 42 or quarterback like Tom Brady at 41. And I'm older than that. By the time I was that age, I was already like getting hurt playing horse. I got hurt playing horse at age 39. And I have not really played any competitive basketball since then. And it wasn't even competitive that day. I slipped and fell and sprained my wrist in the process. And at that time, I realized, you know what, it might be time to hang it up with the weekend warrior trying to, like, show off or anything. And I even get sore bowling. Like, I'm a pretty decent bowler, but if it's the first time I bowled in a few years, I will be sore for a day or two afterwards just from all that awkward motion. And you've got guys out here playing basketball at 42. Are you kidding me? Tom Brady in his 9th Super Bowl this weekend, age 41. And schlubs like me get sore bowling. All right, and in the middle of all that, the Hawks have taken a lead. A ball game is broken out, and now the Hawks are up by 5. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. I'm coming to you from Duluth, Georgia. It is just short of 9:30 on a Friday night. And if you're wondering what the current temperature is, 44. Hawks with the ball up by 5. Whistle. And it looks like Atlanta will go to the line to shoot 2. Quinn Snyder, the coach of the Utah Jazz, I remember him way back in the day. I think he was the the Missouri college or university basketball coach. He's got some Hollywood hair going on. That's kind of how you remember him. That's his signature. Okay, then. So the Hawks up by 7, under 3 minutes to go in the first. Let's see what's going on in the chat box. Any action there? So the audio is good. No overmodulation or popping. And so we're going to take another timeout. And we'll be back in just a few moments. A-Bomb Coast to Coast on a Friday night. Loving every minute of it. Back inside on a Friday night. And A-Bomb Coast to Coast with you for this game in Utah. Hawks are up 32-27 with 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Vince Carter still in the game. And now Spellman from the corner misses. And there's Utah going for 3. It's no good. Utah tips it in for 2. 29-32, that's your score. And the Hawks are on top. Taurean Prince with a nice reverse. Atlanta up by 5, and now we've got a whistle. The foul is on who? And it's on Atlanta. foul on Atlanta. Make sure to check in with us. Where are you watching from? Okay, and so Alex Len with the ball. And that one's out of bounds to Utah. Jim Rome from Radio Row at the Super Bowl in Atlanta. We got that for you coming up in between quarters. And right there, Utah jams it home. That's a one-handed stuff. And so there's Atlanta from way downtown. That one misses, and Utah comes away with it. Ingles with it. Now he passes back for three, and it's good. We've got a tie game. Under a minute to go. And then Carter misses for three. Utah comes away with it. 36 seconds in the first quarter. Utah with it. 5 seconds to shoot, and Hawks steal it. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. The shot clock is off. Atlanta misses a layup, and then Utah comes away with a rebound. They will hold for the last shot with 10 seconds to go. And then a foul with 3.5. And so with 3.5 to go, Utah will be inbounding. All right, so Utah inbounds with 3.5. Then there's another foul. What happens this time? So Bazemore commits his second foul. There's 1.8 to go, and now Utah at the line to shoot two. First one is good. So the Hawks will have it with 1.8 after this free throw shot. So the shot is good. So 1.8 to go. Hawks inbound, and they do not get off a shot. So that's how it ends here in the first quarter. In Utah, it's the Jazz 36, the Hawks 34. I'm A-Bomb with you tonight for the remainder of the game on a Friday night. Thanks for joining us coast to coast, and we will be back after these messages, and let's get you over to Jim Rome. That's where we want to get you.
Live from Atlanta, site of Super Bowl 53. This is the Jim Rome Show on CBS Sports Radio.
Man, I don't even have to ask. Friday from Radio Row in the ATL. I'll take that techie out right now. Welcome to the jungle. I am Jim Rome. Normally, we are in the Quicken Loan Studios from Southern California, where you apply simply, you understand fully, you mortgage confidently, but we are live in the ATL, site of Super Bowl number 53. We are on the row and will be the entire day. We are coming off one of the best days ever. In fact, it's already been an amazing day. It's already been an amazing day because when I sat down, ran into my guy, Kevin Frazier, it's already been a good day if I've seen butter, Already saw at PHX Nola Girl. She's over the railing there. And got a Hall of Famer already. We're all lined up. Right off the very top. Listen, if there's something you want to hit on, your telephone number, as you know, is toll free, 1-800-636-8686. You can follow me on Twitter if you don't mind, at Jim Rome. You can email me too. But we are joined. What's up?
How you doing, Jim?
I am joined by Terrell Davis. He is a two-time Super Bowl champ, a Super Bowl MVP, a three-time All-Pro, a two-time NFL AP Offensive Player of the Year, a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a member of the 1990s All-Decade Team, an NFL Network analyst, and on Super Bowl Sunday, a special 8.5 hours, my man, 8.5 hour edition
Marathon
of NFL Game Day. Morning airs at 9 a.m. Eastern.
We're giving it to them, you know? The fans want to see it. We're going to give it to them.
Dude, you got yourself a cigar, man. Way to go.
Yes, I got this.
You starting early today or what?
No,
you got a scotch for that, too?
You know how it is.
I don't know how it is.
You walk around
I wish
here,
I did, man.
You get all these gifts to give you stuff. They give me a cigar, so.
Nah, dude, no. You know how it is. No one's giving me anything, man.
Yeah.
You get stuff like that.
I might take care of that later, though.
All right, so listen, it's your 20th anniversary of your second Super Bowl win. You
20
had
years.
You believe that, man? Isn't that
20
crazy?
20 years. That is crazy. It doesn't feel like 20 years, to be honest with you. 20 years since the second one, right?
Second one.
Second one.
So when you think about that, 102 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving, huge game. What do you remember most about that game?
That we played the Falcons, and I remember before the game more than I do the game because we had a chance to play the Vikings.
Right.
And the Falcons upset the Vikings in their home stadium for the NFC title game.
All right, that was Terrell Davis on the Jim Rome Show from earlier today. Jim Rome is in Atlanta on Radio Row for the Super Bowl this weekend. And so we're back in the second quarter now, and the Jazz are up by 2. My name's A-Bomb. We are on Coast to Coast. And Kevin Herter getting set to inbound it. Nice inbound and a nice, basically, alley-oop inbounds pass. John Collins gets the layup. Nicely done. And the Hawks hit a 3 and go up by 3 points. Utah with the ball, 11 minutes in the half to go. And now the Hawks rebound the ball. And again, we are in Salt Lake City, Utah tonight. The Vivint Smart Home Arena. What a great name for a stadium. What a memorable name. Got to be one of the worst corporate named stadiums in existence in the United States. It makes places like State Farm and Phillips Arena and SunTrust Park sound downright exciting and original. And there's Kyle Korver. Nice move, nice layup off the glass for KK. Former Hawk, and it's 40-39. Jazz up by 1. And now the Hawks steal the ball away with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Kevin Herter up for 3. No good. He's been way off lately. Like, he went off. He had a big game. He got off, like, maybe, what was it, like 10 days ago? Had a career high and hit like 5 or 6 threes, maybe a few more than that. Ever since then, he can't hit the side of the glass hardly. He's been throwing some bricks these last few games, especially on this West Coast swing. Okay, so Kevin Herter with a nice pass to John Collins, and he goes glass and gets it. A lot of lead changes. The Hawks back up by 1. We've got a timeout. Let's take one with them. You're watching Hawks and the Utah Jazz on Friday night. A-Bomb will be right back, coast to coast. Don't move. Hey now, we're back. We're back with 9 minutes and 13 seconds in the second quarter. And the Jazz just missed a three-point shot. Atlanta comes away with it, and Trae Young dribbles it up the floor. How you living? Kevin Herter. Fancy pass to John Collins. Layup does not go. And Bone Crusher, if you can hear me, go ahead and tell us what you have planned for the Super Bowl. Kevin Herter for 3 from the corner finally gets one. And the Hawks up by 4. Dedmon for 3, the center for the Hawks. Another one goes for the big fella. Go ahead and comment on who you want to win the Super Bowl. Who do you want to win the Super Bowl? And I got to say, I know this isn't popular. And by no means am I a Patriots fan, but I guess maybe I am a little bit of a Patriots fan. I'm an Atlanta Hawks guy. I'm sorry, and also an Atlanta Falcons guy. And even though Tom Brady beat us in the most humiliating Super Bowl of all time, no questions asked on that. Even though he was the one who beat us, I still don't hate the guy. I'm kind of pulling for him, and I'm pulling for the middle-aged guy. I just can't help it. It's not going to upset me if they lose. Don't get me wrong. Don't get that twisted. But I would still like to see Tom Brady win. What is it, 6th ring? This is his 9th Super Bowl. How freaking crazy is that? And the Hawks are still up by 7. And let us know who you are rooting for. I just want to see a good game. That's really what I want. I hope it's a close game. I hope it comes down to the last minute. And there's Dedmon for another 3. This time it doesn't go. And Utah finally controls the rebound. Hawks up by 7. And then Utah goes up for the rebound, puts it up, and gets fouled. Going to the line to shoot 2. And Gobert gets the first to go. Hawks up by 6. And finally, here comes the second of 2 for Gobert. It is good. And so the Hawks with the ball. 5-point advantage. Trae Young, nice move and nice dish. Nice dime to Dedmon down below, and he laid it up and in. And Dedmon with 8 points on the night. Hawks up by 5 again. Up by 7 now, sorry. Yeah, I'm probably going to delete that, whatever that spam is. See you. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally deleted Bone Crusher's message. Sorry about that. I was trying to delete that. Yeah, you go ahead and do that. Go ahead and nuke that, pretty please. Yeah. Some collateral damage. And now Taurean Prince jams it home. Hawks up by 9. And Clones, as you can see, I've done a little bit of decorating to the set. You see the Atlanta Braves and Falcons pennants over there. And I wish I could put something right over that grill, but if I did, it will smother my HVAC system. That's where it sucks in all the air. All right, so Hawks up by 9. And a 3-ball up by Utah. It does not go. And Kevin Huerter corrals the rebound. And now he takes a 2-point shot. It's good. Nice jumper from the redhead. Huerter with 11 points. And the Hawks are up by 11 points with 4.5 minutes to go. Second quarter. All right, so we've got a stoppage right now. What's going on here? 4:25 in the half, and the Jazz inbounding it. Corner three for Utah goes. And it's 53-45, Hawks on top. Jeremy Lin, oh, it looked like that one was going to go. And that was some goaltending. So Hawks up by 10, 4 minutes left. Nice to see everybody on board. At halftime, we're going to bring you Jim Rome from the Super Bowl live on Radio Row in Atlanta. And you know he's grabbing interviews left and right over in that busy place. So that's coming up. And we've got a foul. And it's on Utah, on Donovan Mitchell. Okay. Back to live action, and the Hawks with it. Taurean Prince from downtown with somebody in his face, and it goes. Nice tip by Utah. Nice tip in off the miss for Utah. Hawks up by 8. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Spellman for 3. That one's no good. Too strong. And Utah with it. Foul on Atlanta. And we have a timeout on the floor. We have 2 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the half. The Hawks are up by 8. I'm A-Bomb. You are with Coast to Coast. And I'm going to be right back after a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We are back on a Friday night in Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah, where the Hawks are up 58-50. 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the first half. Welcome in, gang. Glad you're with us. We have no doubt some of the best subscribers, viewers, contributors on the entire genre, or in the entire genre of the live reaction game, and it's exciting for me to be right here in the middle of it. Could not do it without each and every one of you. And now Utah inbounds it. And Utah scores to cut the lead to 6 for the Hawks. 2.5 minutes to go. First half. Stream health looking good. Don't you love a healthy stream? Two minutes to go. Less than 2 minutes in the half. 58-52. Hawks up. And now Utah with it. 5 seconds to shoot. There goes a 3. It does not go. Tip does not go, and Atlanta comes away with it. Bazemore, coast to coast, and it goes. Nicely done, Bazemore. And the Hawks back up by 8. I'd like to propose to everybody who's going down to the Emerald Coast later this month a bowling tournament. How about that? A bowling tournament. And we can make all the details live here in case anybody wants to show up if you will be vacationing down in Panama City Beach later in the month of February. It's been a few years since I've gone bowling. I want to dust off the Intimidator and bring it on down, son. And we're coming up on a minute to go in the first half. Hawks with the ball, up by 8. And Jeremy Lin takes a jumper, does not go. But Hawks get the rebound. Ken Bazemore has it now. And Bazemore commits an offensive foul. Another turnover for Atlanta. And now he gets teed up. Kent Bazemore, that's his 9th technical of the year. And Utah gets the tee. It goes. And Crusher, I assume you've got to have a bowling alley somewhere nearby. In fact, I've bowled in Panama City. That's right. There's a lane across from the Holiday Inn Resort on Front Beach where Waffle House and Dee's Hangout are. And now we've got a 5-point game. All of a sudden, Hawks are up by 5. 36 seconds left to go in the half. Trae Young takes a shot. No good. And Utah comes away with it with 27 seconds left. Difference of about 7 seconds on the two clocks. All right, and Utah gets it to go. They're down by 2. 5 seconds left. Hawks have the ball. We've got a whistle. 3 seconds left with a whistle. And Utah commits a foul. Apparently they had one to give, and so the Hawks will inbound with 3.1. Jim Rome coming up at halftime. He's on Radio Row in Atlanta for the Super Bowl today. All kinds of guests stopping in. And here we go, inbounding the ball. Dedmon gets it up at the buzzer, but it's an air ball. And so that's how the half ends. It's a 2-point game. Hawks up 60-58 over the Jazz. We'll be back as soon as the third quarter resumes. But right now, let's get you over to Jim Rome.
Live from Atlanta, site of Super Bowl 53, this is the Jim Rome Show on CBS Sports Radio.
Man, I don't even have to ask. Friday from Radio Row in the ATL. I'll take that decky out right now. Welcome to the jungle. I am Jim Rome. Normally, we are in the Quicken Loan Studios from Southern California, where you apply simply, you understand fully, you mortgage confidently, but we are live in the ATL, site of Super Bowl number 53. We are on the row and will be the entire day. We are coming off one of the best days ever. In fact, it's already been an amazing day. It's already been an amazing day because when I sat down, ran into my guy, Kevin Frazier. It's already been a good day if I've seen Butter. Already saw at PHX Nola Girl. She's over the railing there. And got a Hall of Famer already. We're all lined up. Right off the very top. Listen, if there's something you want to hit on, your telephone number, as you know, is toll free, 1-800-636-8686. You can follow me on Twitter if you don't mind, at Jim Rome. You can email me too. But we are joined. What's up?
How you doing, Jim?
I am joined by Terrell Davis. He is a 2-time Super Bowl champ, a Super Bowl MVP, a 3-time All-Pro, a 2-time NFL AP Offensive Player of the Year, a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a member of the 1990s All-Decade Team, an NFL Network analyst, and on Super Bowl Sunday, a special 8.5 hours, my man, 8.5 hour edition
Marathon
of NFL Game Day. Morning airs at 9 a.m. Eastern.
We're giving it to them, you know? The fans want to see it. We're going to give it to them.
Dude, you got yourself a cigar, man. Way to go.
Yes, I got this.
You starting early today or what?
No, yeah,
you got a scotch for that, too?
You know how it is.
I don't know how it is.
You walk around
I wish
here,
I did, man.
You get all these gifts. They give you stuff. They give me a cigar, so.
Nah, dude, no. You know how it is.
Like
no one's giving me anything, man. Yeah, you get stuff like that.
I might take care of that later, though.
All right, so listen, it's your 20th anniversary of your second Super Bowl win.
You had
20 years. You believe that, man? Isn't that
20
crazy?
years. That is crazy. It doesn't feel like 20 years, to be honest with you. 20 years since the second one, right?
Second one. So when you think about that, 102 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving, huge game. What do you remember most about that game?
That we played the Falcons, and I remember before the game more than I do the game because we had a chance to play the Vikings.
Right.
And the Falcons upset the Vikings in their home stadium for the NFC title game. We were about to play the New York Jets before that game, and I remember when the kick was missed, and we celebrated like we had won the Super Bowl because we did not want to face the Vikings. You know, we figured
they were a juggernaut that year, right?
Randy Moss was on fire. Chris Carter. They were a team that was putting up 30 points a game. And not to say we couldn't have beaten them, but I like to work smarter versus harder. And we felt the Falcons we had a better matchup against.
All right, so then you win that Super Bowl. The year before, just getting to the mountaintop is one thing, right? But then coming back, when you've got that bullseye on your back and you get everybody's best shot every single week, how much tougher is it to go back-to-back?
It's tough, Jim, because like you just said, normally on a schedule you have about 4 to 5 games that you can circle to say, all right, these games are going to be pretty easy. We didn't have any of those games. The teams that we played, even though they weren't as good, they played us like they were championship teams. So every single week we're fighting for game like Cincinnati, we're down 14 points in the fourth quarter, and we're having to come back and battle. So it's draining us every single week. You can't have that kind of consistent play, the entire year. You need a few weeks where you can just kind of rest and glide. We didn't have that, so that was difficult.
Terrell Davis joining us. You made some really interesting comments, I thought, about what Super Bowl week is like. Now, you said it's tough because there's a lot going on now. There are parties. There are things to do. You have a lot of opportunities. You admitted that you went out, quote, until about Thursday, and then you added, matter of fact, I went out on Friday, too.
I had to, yeah.
I got to ask you, man, how were you able to do that and still show up and dominate the way you did on Sunday? Or is that whole thing about going out totally overrated? Is that not a big deal at all?
It's overrated because here's what I was doing. I did the same thing in the Super Bowl that I did when I was back in Denver. Every Friday night, I would go out Friday night. That's my night. That's our, we're free. We go out Friday night, blow off some steam, have a good time, relax. And then Saturday, you get a little rest day, and then Sunday you play. So I felt like the one thing I couldn't do was come down to a Super Bowl, change who I am and what I've been doing, because that's when you get in trouble. It's when you start doing something completely different, like, all right, it's Super Bowl, so now I need to change my routine. I'm not doing that. Now, I wasn't out at 2 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't out until midnight. I was out until about 11:59, you know what I mean? It was 11:59, and I came back in.
Just staying with your routine, right? Just staying with the regimen.
Yeah,
we're talking to Terrell Davis. He's a Hall of Famer.
Keep it.
You talk about the key to success in the Super Bowl. Everybody talks about this. Actually, treat it like it's another game. But when you go out there, man, when you see the crowd and when you run onto the field and you realize, man, I've been busting my ass my entire life for this, and so have the other 52 guys in this locker room, can you really treat it like another game?
You can try, and I've tried, and you talked about it. There is a moment we all go through. The minute you walk onto that field and you hear the crowd, you see the lights, you see all the credentials, all the media, you see all this color, it hits you like a ton of brick. This is a huge game. And I'm telling you, I couldn't feel my hands. I couldn't feel anything. And I was like, all right, T, calm down, relax, reset. It's a big game, but you have to just kind of relax and get your body and your mind back to the way you had it before.
So when is the feeling?
I was completely drained, by the way.
Guys always talk about that, right?
Oh, I was exhausted.
Because of the adrenaline, you're exhausted already.
So through pregame warm-ups, I'm coming back into the locker room, and I am like, I feel like I had already played a game.
Can't breathe, right?
Can't breathe.
Right.
Can't breathe. It's suffocating. So when they talk about, let's say, experience,
right?
That's the experience you get. Is now you know, which I did in the second Super Bowl. Now I knew, okay, Tita, you can't burn yourself out before the game even starts, and you know how long the half times are. You know all these little things that the first time you're thinking about it, you're trying to figure out.
But you haven't been through it.
You haven't been through it until you've gone through it. Now you know, and you're able to plan a little better.
We're talking to Terrell Davis. He will be all over it on Sunday. Let me ask you, so Bill Belichick, as we know, wants to take away your top weapon offensively every time. How do you think Todd Gurley is going to adjust to that? And if you're Sean McVay, what are you looking to do to make sure that Gurley gets his?
Get Gurley involved often, early. You got to get him going early. And even if you have to give him like screens or something that you can get the ball into his hands where he can get out in space and run. But I want to get Todd going early. You got Belichick. You're right. He's going to try to take Gurley away, and there's no question about it. McVay has to find some creative ways to get the ball to Todd and say, hey, I know you plan to stop him, but we're not going to let you do it. And you got to be a little stubborn at times. I don't mean stubborn to the point where it's kind of reckless, where you're going for it on like 3rd and 5 and you're running Todd Gurley. No, what I'm saying is let's just kind of get Todd involved where he's not thinking about the last game he had, and then he's building up all this anxiety about his game. Let's get him going so he feels real comfortable, because I really feel like he's had 2 weeks to think about this game and the one that he had against New Orleans. This is the time where he's like, hey, I got to prove that last week or 2 weeks ago.
CD, running back to running back, what happened to that guy? Or at least as you were watching him, what do you think he was dealing with? Because he didn't look right, obviously.
He didn't look right. And I thought initially that he was dealing with an injury. And not an injury where you can't run, but one where your mind is thinking about it too much.
Initially, you don't think that anymore?
Well, they came out and said that he's healthy, and he said that he's healthy. So if a man tells me he's healthy, I'm going to believe he's healthy. So it's either that or what? You think he just completely just...
Here's my thing. I don't believe them when they say that he's healthy, because you're right. I know where you're going with that. If he is healthy, then what? Then he's shut down.
Exactly.
And I don't think that guy on that stage is going to shut down. Not when he had the game he had against Dallas. That's my personal take.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you think he did? Does that look to you like a guy who the stage will be too big for? He put it on the ground and say, hey, man, and that's it, he turtles?
So that's what I'm saying, Jim. You have two choices here.
Right.
One is that you believe that he was injured, But they're saying he's not. And even Sean McVay came out and jumped on and said, no, he's healthy. I didn't get him involved. And then the other thing is, was the game too big for him? I refuse to believe the latter. I refuse to believe that Todd got into a game and said, oh, this game is too big for me. So with that said, Todd's not healthy.
Terrell Davis joining us for a few more moments. Listen, before we go, I want to ask you about this. You've gotten into the CBD business.
Yeah.
How did that come to be, and what kind of an impact has that had on your body?
Oh, it's changed my life. It's changed my life. It had a transformative effect on my life. After I retired from football, I had chronic knee and joint pain. I've had anxiety. I've had inflammation in my body. And for years, I've dealt with migraine headaches. And I couldn't find an all-natural solution to it. And about a year and a half ago, I was introduced to CBD, and it changed my life. I mean, it really took things away, back down to my playing weight. I've been using it every single day.
Dude, you do look great.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it allows me to work out again and feel like I'm back to being my age. Before, I was feeling like I was a 60-year-old man in a 40-year-old's body. So it's really transformed my life. We're doing it the right way. We're going about our product. It's been scientifically tested, third-party approved. And we have 3 drinks that's coming out in the spring. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
Can you see a time where the league and team owners are going to be open to players using CBD as an anti-inflammatory product?
Yes.
When?
Yes, soon. Soon, because CBD is the part of it. It's the non-psychoactive part of the plant. It's the one that has all the benefits to it. And so it's an alternative. It's a solution to the pain medications that people are getting sort of, hooked on. And so to have this product out there, it's an all-natural product. And the league has been investigating this. They're looking into a better solution for the players. I know a lot of players who use this product, and they enjoy it. I mean, it really has changed their lives as well.
How could you not want a natural alternative to something else? Really quickly, you mentioned migraine headaches. I used to get them. I don't anymore. Do you know where they come from? I mean, was that...
They told me so.
What do you think?
Well, when I first had migraines, they gave me a list of all the things that can cause a migraine.
I can't wait to hear it.
Let me tell you this book. It's like an encyclopedia. It's so big, everything can cause a migraine. And so part of it they put me on was anti-inflammatories, thing called naproxen. I was taking 2 naproxen a day to prevent it. Well, the CBD, it acts as that for me. I can't make any claims to anybody else, but for me, it acts as an anti-inflammatory, so which helps with my migraines. I haven't had one in over a year. So I don't know where they come from. They told me chocolate. They told me altitude.
I was going to say chocolate. That's my favorite one.
Meat, everything.
Stress, man.
Stress. You name it.
I think stress.
Sun, being out in the elements. So
the surest way to get a migraine is to sit around and think about how you don't want to get a migraine. And then you'll get a migraine.
You get them?
Not as much as I used to. I did when I was younger, though.
Yeah.
And then they're not a hell of a lot of fun, actually.
I had one in the game in Super Bowl 32. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
And did you, when you got them, did you have like temporary loss of vision, and then the headache comes?
Yeah, I have the same system, cycle every time. I'd have my vision would go out for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
Once that returned, I'd have these pounding headaches.
That's it.
And then after that would go away, I'd have nausea and vomiting.
That's it.
You have the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly
so I had
that. Exactly that.
And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. It was just
I shouldn't even brought it up, man. We'll both get them. We'll both have one within 10 minutes, man. My bad.
I'm not getting one. I'm not getting them anymore. I'm taking care of mine right now. I got them.
A Hall of Famer, worked with the
That's
NFL Network, and a big, big day. Super Bowl Sunday, a special 8.5-hour edition of NFL Game Day Morning airs at 9 a.m. Eastern. TD, good to see you, man. Thanks so much.
Jim, always.
Appreciate you. All right, we're coming right back. Off to a good start. Wall to wall on this Friday, last day of our Super Bowl run. I am going to work the pregame show on Sunday. When we come back, Christian McCaffrey joins us. Aaron Jones later on this hour. And I'll run down the guest list for you a little bit later on. Meantime, Peloton is a game-changing indoor cycling bike which brings the energy of live studio classes right into your home anytime you want. Winter or summer, rain or shine, with the Peloton bike, it's always the perfect weather and sweat. And with up to 14 live rides a day and over 10,000 more on demand, nothing will get between you and your workout. Peloton features live cycling classes, streaming right to your home every day, featuring real-time motivation from world-class instructors. So, whether it's a monthly challenge to meet your goals or a training program for your next race or setting a new personal best, the Peloton bike will make you want to show up and keep climbing the leaderboard year-round. On average, Peloton members are riding their bikes more and more every year and crushing their personal records along the way. You can learn more about the Peloton bike at onepeloton.com, onepeloton.com, or check it out in a local showroom. There's one near you, onepeloton.com.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
It has been one of the best rows ever. I've done this thing at least 25 times. I'm trying to think about the first time I did it. I want to say back in '94. I've done this every.
We're finally back. We are finally back. Coast to coast on a Friday night, and the third quarter has just begun. And the Hawks are up by 2. Welcome back in, clones. And so Utah with the ball right now. We'll give you some stats here in just a quick moment. As soon as I get settled in for the second half. And it's a tie game, 60 all. Hope you enjoyed that Jim Rome from the halftime show, courtesy of CBS Sports Radio. And we're still tied, and there is a whistle. All right, so this scoreboard, courtesy of ESPN, this stats update. And we've got Trae Young with 10 points. We got Herter with 11 points. Those two are the only ones in double figures. For Atlanta, for Utah, we've got Ingles with 14. We've got Crowder with 10. Those are their leaders. John Collins misses a shot. And the Hawks are down by 2 points. And one situation for Utah. Dwayne Dedman committed that foul, and Utah going to the line to shoot one. He misses it. He misses the free throw, and so Jazz are up by 4 points. And the Hawks get rejected. All right. Pretty good game going on, you know. As are most of these teams the Hawks are playing on this West Coast swing. You know, all these West Coast teams are a hell of a lot better than the Hawks are. However, we're hanging in there for the time being. And Dedman hits the first. He's at the line shooting 2. How you living on a Friday night? Are you kicking back, Are you having a good time? Are you off work? Are you drinking a cold one? What are you smoking? And the Hawks down by 2 points. Dedmon hit both of his free throws, and now the Hawks steal it away. Trae Young with it. Coast to coast. Misses it. Tip attempt also missed. Now we've got a foul, and I believe it's on Atlanta. Wah, 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 wah. That sucked. Wait, are they calling that offensive? No way. But, they did call it. And John Collins has already racked up 4, and so he's going to take a seat right now. And Spellman checks in. Nine and a half to go in the third. Utah up by 2 with the ball. Corner 3 doesn't go. And the Hawks come away with it. They're passing it around. Corner 3 is good. That was Spellman, who just checked in. Nicely done. And we've got a stoppage. What is this? Okay, so the Hawks up by 1 point. 9 minutes to go. Third quarter. Utah up for 2. Misses. They get the rebound. Misses, but Utah gets fouled in the process. Hit that like button, if you will. Subscribe. Let's make this thing go large, dog. And Utah at the line. First one goes in. It rattles in. And we've got another tie game. And Derek Favors at the line. Here goes his second shot. It goes. And the Jazz are up by a point. And Trae Young with the ball. Now he hands it off. And the Hawks pass it around. And there's a three-point attempt. That is no good. And somebody got fouled on the rebound. And that rebound, or I'm sorry, that foul is on Spellman. And so the Jazz are in the bonus, so we go all the other way to the other side of the floor for 2 points, or I'm sorry, for 2 shots from Utah. Mick in the house, finally. We knew he was going to show up. Welcome in, mate. We've got a good one tonight. And so it remains a 2-point game. All right, Hawks miss a 3, but they get the rebound. Spellman for 3, that's no good. And Utah comes away with it. Utah gets to rattle one home. They rattle it home from a corner 3. Lucky bounce. That corner 3 hit the rim, and then hit the glass and then somehow went in. And Bembry misses an easy layup. And Utah comes away with it. And now they're up by 5. What is cracking on a Friday night? It is almost 10:30 Eastern Time. And we've got a timeout on the floor. So we will take one with them. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Do not move. A-bomb coast to coast. Coast to Coast is back, and we are at the Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah. Don't you love how that rolls off the tongue? As we've said all night, that has got to be the worst corporate name out of all of them. And what do you call the nickname for that? What is the shorthand local nickname that people in Salt Lake City refer to the Vivint Smart Home Arena? If you are from Salt Lake City, I want to hear from you in the chat box. If you're from Provo, Utah, chime in for me. And so, as usual, Bob Rathbun and Dominique Wilkins on the call. And NC Fire says the Hawks forking suck. I don't know, man. They're not that bad. But maybe that's the problem. They're definitely not that good. We know that. But they're also not that bad. They're actually 4th from the bottom. And the Knicks, we're kind of like duking it out with the Knicks. They've lost 10. I'm sorry, I mean, they've won 10, I think. Yeah, they've won 10 games, and the Hawks have won 16. And Jeremy Lin misses a 3. But we don't, yeah, I mean, we're not good. Yeah, I guess I can't, when it comes down to it, I cannot argue with that, NC Fire. But we're getting there next year, baby. So who you got for the Super Bowl? Does anybody care? I want the New England Patriots to win. I'm going to say it right here. And right now, that's not a popular opinion. I'm not a Pats fan. I'm not like have any connection with them. But I'm kind of a Tom Brady fan, man. He's just the middle-aged stallion who keeps getting it done. Anthony Davis? Yeah, I'm not sure. Doesn't he want to go to L.A.? It'll be exciting to see how that drama does play out, Mick, to see, where the brow will end up. And so, right now the Jazz are up 73-65. Vince Carter in the game. As we mentioned earlier, he turned 42 last week. Oldest player in the association. And we've got a foul, and the Hawks are at the line to shoot two. Good to see everybody online with us. And the first of two goes. Nice to see Kyle Korver in the house tonight. Former Hawk for a few years. Hit a ton of threes while he was here. And now he's with Utah. And the Hawks pull to within 7. Gobert jams it home. Now the Jazz are starting to pull away a little bit. They're up by 9. 5.5 to go in the third. Two seconds to shoot for Atlanta. 3-point shot is up and no good. And Utah comes away with it. And now Bazemore steals it away. He's all alone. And he lays it up. I thought he was going to go for a monster jam. He could have done that. But he just laid it up. Very classy. Handed the ball off to the official and ran back the other way. Rubio misses. And Taurean Prince traveling. They call traveling on Atlanta. And coach can't believe it. He's like, we don't call traveling in this league. Or if we do, why did you just call it on that play? You know, if it happens on every play or every possession, why call it that time? It was not obvious like a lot of your traveling calls are. And so with all that, the Hawks find themselves down by 9. And Len gets rejected by Utah. Dadgummit. And then they go the other way with a 3, and a long 3. And that was Kyle Korver from Provo, Utah. Way downtown. And, of course, we have a timeout on the floor now after all those shenanigans. So, let's take one. And we'll be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. 2 and 2, baby. We are back. Hey, Bone Crusher, give us a quick weather report. What's it like in PCB at the beach right about now? Glad to see everybody back. All the familiar faces, bunch of new ones. Welcome aboard. A-Bomb Coast to Coast, that's where you are. And Kyle Korver's number 4 all-time on the three-point made list. After that one, long one he just hit against Atlanta. And so we're back after the timeout. Jazz are pulling away, and that didn't help. That was a three-point miss off the glass. That brick for Atlanta, and now Utah with it, up 81-69. But the Hawks steal it. And then the ball now is out of bounds, and it goes to Atlanta. So good defense by Utah to knock it out of bounds, and Atlanta will inbound. Three minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter from Utah. And Utah with the ball, up by 10. Floater in the lane. It rolls in for Utah. They take a 12-point lead. We have 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go, third quarter. Dwayne Dedmon goes glass and in for Atlanta. They pull back within 10. Hawks in Phoenix tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern time. And Utah with the ball, down by 10. Up by 10, that is. And layup attempt is no good. And we've got a stoppage. We've got some substitutions going on. And so the Jazz inbound it. And Utah. And Korver with a jumper. That's 7 points for Korver tonight. He looks as good as always. One of the best jump shots of all time in the association, Kyle Korver. And did he just hit another one? What just happened there? All right, so Korver hit a three again from the corner, but an offensive foul by Utah, I think, wiped that one out. I don't know, man. I'm not sure what went down there. That was crazy. I don't know what happened. And so whatever happened, Hawks just hit a three, and we have a timeout on the floor. It's 85-76, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. You are on Coast to Coast with A-Bomb on a Friday night. Please like and subscribe. We'll be back in just about a minute. Do not move. We are back. Thanks for hanging tight with us in that break. And Utah inbounds the ball. And we are now down to 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. How y'all living? Mick, yeah, tell us who you think the All-Star snubs are this year. Who got left out? Who got shafted? That's always the thing with All-Star games, right? It's always about the people that didn't get in. Because people like Vince Carter, for instance, is, I want to say, like 8th in All-Star voting. And while, you know, he's a legend, he's not having All-Star year at age 42. So it's always about who gets left out, who got shafted. So let us know, Mick, who you think that is, who got left out. And so under 2 minutes to go in the third, Jazz up by 11. Five seconds to shoot for Atlanta. And the ball's out of bounds. Okay, so 2.9 seconds left on the shot clock. And the Hawks will inbound it with that time. And nice inbound and a slam dunk from Atlanta. Nicely done. And Utah with it, and they dunk it. They answer with their own dunk. It's 89-78. Jazz on top. That was Favors who just jammed it home. Herter, the redhead from way downtown, and it goes. That was from Park City, Utah. Bang Tango. That's the Hawks shooting guard, Kevin Herter, the redhead, the ginger. Who is your favorite redheaded athlete? I want to hear who your favorite redheaded athlete is. Is it Andy Dalton? Is it Larry Bird? Okay, so Hawks right now down by 9. And they have the ball with under a minute to go. Nice pass inside. Herter to, who was that? Spellman. Nicely done. Nice layup. And 45 seconds left to go. Jazz with the ball. They're up by 7. Corner 3 for Korver, and it's good. Of course it is. Utah back up by 10. There's 30 seconds to go. And we've got a whistle. And we have a foul on Rubio for Utah. And Trae Young is at the line to shoot 2. And Trae Young misses the first one. You can't miss those. Come on, man. Come on, man. And the second one does roll in. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Difference of about 6 seconds on the two clocks. Rubio for three. And the Jazz up 96-84. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Hawks with the ball. What's Trae Young going to do? He passes it off to Spellman. Spellman goes up, but the ball gets knocked out of his hands, and it's out of bounds to Atlanta. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us. And now the Hawks inbound it. With 3 seconds, and a three-pointer goes from the corner for Atlanta. 1.8 seconds to go. Hawks intercept the inbound, and that's the end of the quarter. So, at the end of the third, we've got a pretty decent game. It's 96-87. That's the Utah Jazz up on the Hawks at the end of the third. Please stay with me. This is A-Bomb, Coast to Coast. Be right back on YouTube Live. We're back in the fourth quarter, and the score is 99-87. Jazz up by 12 points. Getting funky on a Friday night with it. A-Bomb is here, coast to coast. And now the Jazz have it. There's a whistle. 11:20 to go in the game, and the Jazz are up by 10 in Salt Lake City. And let me get this out. I have to read this every time because, you know, this is how it goes. This is the arena tonight. It is the Vivint Smart Home Arena. Isn't that exciting? And now Ingles for three. It's no good. Utah grabs the rebound, however. Another three is no good, and this time the Hawks come away with it. Dedmon for three, and it goes. And it's 99-92. Hawks hanging around. 10 minutes, 57 seconds left to go. And Utah gets fouled and will go to the line to shoot two. And so Rubio at the line shooting two. We'll ask once more, who do you want to win the Super Bowl? Do you care? Are you going to watch? Does anybody give a damn about the Super Bowl? I know Mick doesn't give a damn about the Super Bowl because it's all about American football here. But I will definitely check out some Australian rules football. I mean, I remember that from back in the day. I haven't watched it in a long time. But one thing I remember is that they have to dribble the ball every so often. It's kind of very similar to like an American football shape. And yet somehow the players are expected to dribble the football like every so often as they're running down the pitch. And we'll have to stream some Australian football one of these days. All right, and now the Jazz are up by 11 with under 10 minutes to go in the game. Herter up for three. It's no good. Trae Young gets the rebound. And now Bembry puts it up for three. No good, and this time Utah comes away with it. And what an amazing... Oh, what a shot. That was a reverse layup. And that is going to be on all the highlight reels tonight. That was amazing. That was a great shot from Utah. And the Hawks now answer, and that gets them within 10 points with 9 minutes, 17 seconds to go. And Utah keeps scoring. And now we're at 9 minutes to go. Jazz up by 12. And nice dunk, nice alley-oop. John Collins on the receiving end, and he dunked it home. Nicely done, kid. John Collins, second-year player for the Hawks. Crowder gets rejected, and the Hawks come away with that. That was nice. Bembry from the corner. Three no good. Utah rebound. And nice lay-in by Utah. They're up by 12. 8 minutes and 14 seconds in regulation. We've got a timeout by the Hawks. We have 8 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. You are watching Coast to Coast with A-Bomb. Thank you so much for joining me. I am going to take a timeout, and I will be back in 60 seconds. You are watching Coast to Coast on YouTube Live. Welcome back in, clones. Just after 11 o'clock Eastern on a Friday night. You are coast to coast with A-Bomb. And we are in the fourth quarter. And as you can see, the Hawks are losing this game. What a surprise, right? Okay, so with 8 minutes, 7 seconds to go, appreciate everybody on board tonight. All of you guys, make sure to hit us up in the chat box. John Collins with the ball, and he lays it up, and it's no good. And for some reason, we have a stoppage of play. What happened there? Whatever happened, the Hawks did not come away with any points, and Utah now has the ball. And Gobert, what a nice move in the lane. He lays it up. And it's 111-97 Utah. John Collins all alone. He jams it and gets fouled. All right, Mick. Enjoy your day, mate. Hope you have a great one. Thanks for joining us. We will see you later. One of our longtime subscribers. Really appreciate him being on board. And so John Collins misses the and one. He got the jam, missed the free throw. And Kyle Korver for three. Doing what Kyle Korver does. And Utah up by 15. And we've got another whistle. All right, now we're back to live play. 7 minutes straight up to go. And now the Hawks with it. Trae Young dribbling. Goes all the way with it. Misses and gets fouled in the process. And the Hawks now at the line shooting two. That's Trae Young. That's good. And 100 burger for the Hawks. And we have a timeout. We have 6:52 left. It's 114-100 Jazz up on the Hawks. You are on Coast to Coast on a Friday night. Do not move. My name is A-Bomb. I will be right back for the rest of this exciting game. Don't move. We're back in Utah on a Friday night. Welcome back in, clones. We appreciate you making this show as big as it is. We're getting bigger every day, and we couldn't do it without you. So we're back in Salt Lake City. It's 113-100. The Jazz are up. We'll see if we can get you some stats. We'll get you some stats coming right up. Brought to you by the Goody Gallery in Milledgeville. We're quick, really quick. And 6.5 minutes to go in this game. Utah up 113-100. 6.5. And Trae Young with the ball for Atlanta. And we've got a whistle. For Atlanta tonight, we've got John Collins, 14 points. Dedmon, 15 points. Trae Young, the rookie, and just named Rookie of the Month for January earlier today with 23 points. Herter, the redhead, with 14. But that's still not enough to lead this game. And the Hawks right now are down by 11. Favors for Utah has 14. Ingles with 16. Gobert with 17. 20 points for Rubio. And they've got all kinds of guys in double figures. And John Collins jams it home. Nicely done. And it's a 9-point game, and that's going to cause Utah to call a timeout. Quinn Snyder does not want to take any chances, so let's take one. We'll be right back. A-Bomb Coast to Coast. Please stay tuned. Rocking out, baby. Let's rock out to some copyright-free music beds, courtesy of YouTube. Jam sandwich. We're rocking ya. Okay, more of that coming up later, if you're lucky. And now it's 113-105. Utah with the ball, up for three. It's no good. Whistle, however. And unfortunately, that is on the Hawks. That violation is on Atlanta. And so Utah at the line to shoot two. First one is good. And Rubio makes that. It's 115-105. Utah up by 10 with 5:36 to go in this game. And that was a 3-point field goal. I'm sorry, 3-point free throw. Whatever. And he got 2 out of 3 from the line. How about that? And now Gobert puts it up for 2, and he's fouled and 1. Utah is starting to pull away. Up by 2 and 1. And another opportunity for a 3-point possession for Utah. Okay. They missed that shot, and they are still up. 117-105. Jazz up over Atlanta. 117-105 with 5 minutes to go in the game. Atlanta with the ball. Who do you like for the Super Bowl? I want the Patriots to win. That's just me. What do you think? I'm not a Patriots fan. That's a disclaimer. But I just have no interest in the Rams winning anything. They just don't do it for me. They're a Los Angeles team. They don't really have any fans. They had fans when they were in St. Louis. Well, I guess they didn't have enough to keep the team in St. Louis. Never mind that. Forget that. That's a stupid comparison. Yeah. But they still don't have. It seems like they have just as many fans out in L.A. as they had in much smaller St. Louis. So Trae Young at the line. He has 26 points tonight. He's really been turning it on lately, and he earned that Rookie of the Month for January that was announced earlier today. And he took a tumble on the play before that, the play that sent him to the line, and he hits both. So with 4.5 minutes, it's only a 10-point game. And now Utah has it. So it's not over quite yet. There's a dunk from Utah and 1. He gets fouled. And that was none other than Gobert. Nice jam. And 1. He will go to the line. NC Fire. They're not bad. I mean, they're not good, but we're not like bad enough either. You know what I mean? But, you know, maybe we can go on a big losing streak tonight, tank all the way, and get a Duke player in the draft. We just want to get the possibility of getting a Duke player. How about that, NC? And one of the Utah players slammed the ball into the floor. And it like went out of bounds. Is that not a technical? All right, Gobert at the line. And now we can probably say, it's probably safe to say that the Hawks are not going to come back and win this game, because it is 121 to 107 with 3.5 minutes to go. That generally does not fare well for the losing team. And John Collins, however, goes up for two, and he is fouled. Opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play. You know, Crusher, it is almost time to hope for that. I think it is time. I don't know, man. You know, you hate this tanking strategy. It's been going on. This is like the second year in a row. But if we can just maybe do it for this year, even though I'm getting too old for this shit, if we can just maybe hang out for this one more year, then next year will be the year that we start to go on a run. Best year for the Hawks was about 3-4 years ago. It was when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals with Cleveland. We lost, but we made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. That was our best year ever, and it's been downhill since. So let's get that going back again. And I guess it all starts by tanking this year, and then we'll go get our Duke player, and then on to greener pastures next year. It's 123-110. We are now at 3 minutes to go in the game. John Collins for three from the corner. It does not go. Hey, I hear you on that one, bro. I mean, are you talking some Mike and the Mechanics? That's my jam right there, man. Kevin Herter for three. That was horrible. That drew some glass. That was about it. Horrible shot from him. And 2.5 minutes to go. It is a 13-point lead for Utah. And NC Fire, I wish I could jam on some Mike and Mechanics right now. I wish I could get that up on YouTube, but it's probably some stupid violation of a copyright. And I'm going to abide by the YouTube rules. And Jazz now back up by 15. The Hawks, man, that was a hell of a lot of hustle on that possession, but it did not work out. And the Jazz come away with the rebound. They're up by 15. Thank you so much for everybody hanging out with us. And there's a three-pointer for Utah. Utah on an 11-3 run here at the end of the game. And we've got a timeout. Let's take one really quick. We'll be back momentarily. Don't go anywhere because this will only take just a few seconds, and I will be back. Okay, we are back. And somebody mentioned sour diesel. The purple Kush kitty. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's so funny. You know, we've got all these names these days. You hear about all these names for marijuana. It's redonk. Okay, and we've got 1:35 to go. All right, and so somebody apparently committed a technical, and right now Jeremy Lin is at the line by himself, all by himself there, like in the technical mode, and the shot is good. Okay then. We've got 1.5 minutes to go. We are officially in garbage time. And so let's see what's going on in the chat box. What happened to the score of Mitchell? Not sure. Don't quite get that one, Rudy. Did I miss something in the game? Not sure. Sour diesel, dude. Give me some of that Girl Scout cookie up in here. Or the, you know, as I'm drawing a blank right now, Granny's kitty litter. That's the latest kind, man. That's the best stuff. Have you ever had that? It's a good hybrid, dude. And now we are under 1 minute to go. It's 128, 111. Really enjoyed, man. We've got a great crew in here on a Friday night. This might have been the best stream I've ever had. The privilege of working with all these great contributors in the box. Lots of great chatter going on. The game wasn't too bad. It was pretty close for 3 quarters. Hawks held their own, and they, you know, are going to lose the game, which gives them a better chance of picking up a decent player in the offseason in the draft. Garbage that Hawks plus 10 score enemy. I don't know. Is this somebody who drifted in here from a Fortnite chat room? And we've got 19 seconds to go. And this Utah crowd in Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City tonight is going nuts. Listen to this crowd. And so I want to thank everybody. This has been a great broadcast tonight. Thanks so much to the Bone Crusher, John Wilson, cracking heads in the chat box, keeping everybody in line. Appreciate all of that. Thanks to Rudy. Thanks to Mick. Thanks to NC Fire. Thanks to everybody who's been hanging out. We do appreciate you joining us. What a great crew. Thanks to all of our producers, everybody back in the truck. And we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. And so, with that in mind, we will see you really soon. We'll either be here, right here for the Super Bowl, or we'll be on John Wilson's The Bone Crusher channel. We'll have more details coming along as the weekend progresses. So for now, from Utah, it's A-Bomb saying good night. 128, 112. that is your final score, as you can see up top on the scoreboard. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. A-Bomb is out, coast to coast.